Hard work, fulfilling, and educational. All the work you put in at the farm is kind of what you get out, so if we get things done really fast during the day, then we'll get to weed at the end of the day, which is rewarding. A couple months later, once all the transplants that you've planted have grown and you get to harvest them, that's really cool and really fulfilling because all your work from months earlier has come to fruition. And it's been a really good educational experience. I've learned a lot about farming techniques and sustainable practices on the farm.
Tough, but rewarding and fun. You know, obviously you're outside working every day, but at the end of the day, you feel good about what you've done and you can see the results of your work. So if you spent hours weeding a bed of salad mix and then you go harvest it the next day, and it's you can see how the work you did the other day makes what you're doing today a lot easier.
I just really got a big picture sense of the food system and where my food comes from, and really all the amount of work and intention that goes into, and production that goes into growing food. At every step of the way you're involved, so we were not just growing food, but we were learning about everything that has to happen to prepare for that, and all of the business and marketing behind it, all the customer service. So I really got the sense of what it was like to be able to grow food and also just be able to be a professional for the first time.
It was the perfect transition from graduating from Dickinson and then entering the real world. I was kind of in this safe in-between space where I still had my Dickinson net to catch me, but I got to explore the Carlisle community and get involved with things that I never had time for as a student. After applying for other farming jobs and getting to know other farms in different areas, I really realized how unique and special this program is and how much hands-on, great training you get from great people, and I just am so thankful I had that opportunity.
People always ask if 6 months is a long time because it really intimidates people when they're applying, and my answer is that it's not a long time at all. That 6 months feels like a drop in the bucket. It goes really fast. And I actually wish that it would have slowed down, and I think a lot of people feel that way at the end of it because it's just such a nice transition to whatever you want to go to next.
6 months is not a long time now that it's November. Some days would feel kind of long when you're out weeding or harvesting, and it's taking a little bit longer than you think it will, and then by the end of the day you're like, where did all the time go?
You're part of every season, and so you're there for the summer and the fall and into the winter, and so everything is changing and you're always doing new stuff, and it really didn't feel like a long time just because of the variety of work, and it was really cool to be able to see things through the season that I hadn't been able to before.
Technically it was like 8 months for me, or it will be, but I don't know where it went, and I kind of want it back.
Life in a yurt. I'll just be honest with you, sometimes it's wonderful and sometimes you'll hate it. But that is what is so beautiful about it, I think. There will be times when you're sick of everything you own being wet, and sometimes it's really cold, and then also it's the most wonderful place you could ever be during a thunderstorm, and it's just such a great experience, and I felt so lucky to be able to live here.
Yeah, it wasn't easy moving in with 4 total strangers and sharing our space, and on top of that working together all the time and spending so much time together. We've learned to work as a group, as a unit, and keep things rolling around here.
It's definitely a special place, and when you're not having to think about what task is next and who's doing what and where am I going, and you can just kind of walk around and enjoy the place, and it's definitely a great experience to live in a yurt.
It definitely ties you in a little bit more with the natural cycles of the seasons here in Pennsylvania. There's a lot of light, and there's also not a lot of protection from the cold as it gets a little bit colder, so I'm kind of constantly stoking my fire throughout the night, but it's great.
You know, there's a wood stove so you stay warm. There's a kitchen and bathroom like 50 feet away, so it's not like you're living out in the middle of nowhere.
It's cool to hear all the chickens and all the trains that go by. It's not actually that quiet on the farm, I'll have you know, but it's really cool It's fun in the winter when it's cold because you get to make your own fire, but then it also goes out, so that's not so fun. But it's just really cool because when else are you ever going to live in a yurt? Literally never.